Tate McRae, dancer, singer, pop star phenomena, Decoded, alien or HSP wisdom? Good question. In 2008, I wrote a book, Wisdom of the Sages and Ordinary Folks from Around the World. I published my book 1 year later in 2009. At the time, Tate McRae was 5-6 years old. Here's the book. The first question is, why me doing this? Answer: because I was born with a relatively rare trait referred often as HSP. Or better name should be HSPS. High Sensory Processing Sensitivity, which gives me special powers of extremely deep sensitivity and depth of analysis. At the same time, these special powers are the blessing and the curse, because people like me can also be overwhelmed quickly and need space or solitude to recharge. So let's see if my analysis will sound alien to majority of audience. You will not find anything like this on Wikipedia or any place else. Second question: how many people will say, wow, I had no idea how these pieces of the puzzle can be put together or interpreted like this? Let's see what you think and what you feel after I complete. Let me first start with wisdom. The biggest musical hits have to have two components. There has to be something familiar about it. Number two, there has to be something new or unique about it. Finding the balance between these two above is a magic recipe. That's it. There's not a secret, period. So let's start with the question, what is common about Tate McRae and some artists that came before her but have not been mentioned anywhere? Number one, British singer Adele. Features that have been attracting fans to Adele for many years are here. Raspy voice, number one. Number two, melancholic or sad or tragic songs. Number three, vulnerability of sharing personal experiences. Number four, honesty. For HSP people, you will feel it. You will connect with the pain or joy, in particular if you are an HSP trait person. You will know it. Number five, personal struggle. I guess every person to some extent experiences some struggle in life. Also, we spend our lifetime to figure out how do we fit into existing world, what we want versus what the world expects from us. So the second person I want to mention is Michael Jackson, after Adele. Working extremely hard as a child. Please note, Tate was extremely accomplished dancer by the age of 13 and was the finalist on So You Think You Can Dance. Her hard work and work ethic, so many sacrifices, training from childhood, developed her into a workaholic. Here's obviously comes a danger. More about it below. Second thing about Michael Jackson. Being the self-doubting perfectionist. That's a deadly feature. Tate is absolutely honest. Even to this day, in some interviews, she says, I am living a dream, and I sometimes doubt if it's real or if fun will show up to the concert. Also remember how her dad was tired listening to her recording 30 times over version of the same song because she had a doubt if it's good enough. The danger here for Tate is that when Michael Jackson was asked about one of his most successful performances ever, he said, "It was my personal failure, because my plan was to do half more spin, 180 more." And he did not. Well, the whole world has never seen such an extraordinary performance, ever. Tate, if you're listening, please learn from, but do not follow Michael Jackson tragedy. Please remember, life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. The third person I want to mention is, which will be a surprise to you, Marilyn Monroe. And the first trait of Marilyn Monroe was woman vulnerability drives men crazy. It's not what you think. Let me explain. I guess as much as subconscious and primeval instinct is for the mother to protect her child. So for many men, seeing woman vulnerable drives extremely strong guardian instincts. Many people think of Marilyn Monroe as a sex symbol or stupid blonde effect. But for many men like myself, it has nothing to do with sex. It has everything to do with vulnerability, gentleness, fragility. Like a beautiful flower that you want to gently take in your hands to protect and enjoy its beauty just by looking at it. By the way, sometimes when my dear wife startles me, for example, coming from behind when I exercise, I get frustrated and automatically grunt. The worst feeling for me is if she just silently walks away. I would rather have her say, "You stupid! Why are you grunting on me?" If she just walks away, I have to follow her with apologies. I definitely do not mean to harm in any way my vulnerable kitty. She also knows very well how to exploit it. About 3 decades ago, when we were a young couple with 2 little children and she did something wrong or immature, I raised my voice and said, "What the heck? You're a grown-up woman." She said, "But you called me yourself. I'm your little kitty. Kitty are mischievous in their nature, aren't they?" She was right. That's what I said before. That was exactly what immediately diffused me, and I started laughing. She's a heck of a smart woman. We have this traditional Polish wisdom. Husband is the head of the household, so he thinks. But the wife is the neck that points her husband in any direction she feels like, if she's smart enough. Reminds me a song, "You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, round, 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 round." By the way, cats are special creatures. Dogs have owners, cats do own humans. Opposite. Or cats have caretakers. The fourth person I want to mention is Pitch Perfect movies, Anna Kendrick. For many fans of Pitch Perfect movies who were always hungry for more sequels that never happen, Tate McRae fits perfectly in the void or hunger for continuation. Point B, please note that the video and the song She's All I Wanna Be very much reflects the competitiveness, both vocal and dance auditions, and reminds me very much Pitch Perfect movies. The fifth movie I want to mention in the list is step-up movies. For many fans of step-up movies who were always hungry for more sequels that never happen, Tate McRae is perfectly in the void or hunger for continuation. This combination of outstanding dancer and outstanding singer is exactly what is needed. Some of the video of Tate McRae are sort of mini step-up clips. Even scenes from 1035 dancing wet on the water, cut and paste idea from the step-up movies. You know what I mean. Now the question is, what is different or unique about Tate McRae? Tate McRae confirmed by herself that her unique voice was shaped by, number one, being asthmatic and frequently using inhaler over her lifetime, also being allergic to hay, horses, dust, seasonal allergies, etc., etc. Number two, nasal congestion. It alters how you sound. Number three, pronunciation sloppiness. While a lot of people enjoy diction of old classics, songs and musicals, Singing in the Rain, Sounds of Music, Fiddler on the Roof, Tate pronunciation sloppiness is actually a positive feature that works for her. Now, if you do a combo of three above, being asthmatic, nasal congestion, pronunciation sloppiness, now think about these three. Whether consciously or subconsciously, you will always have more sympathy or empathy for someone who is a bit drowsy from cold or flu. So think about it. Now, another feature, singing fast. Singing fast is a feature that some like, some dislike, but it draws the attention for sure. The best example? Rapper Eminem. Next feature? Singing dividing words in an unexpected way, like stuttering, ta-ta-ta-ta talking. Feature, singing fast, then slow words in an unexpected way. Another one, sliding notes. When the singer or instrument goes from one note to the other by changing gradually the frequency of sound from note to other note, it can add to dramatic effects. Same as a vibrato, but it has to be used selectively as a tool. Too much can actually deter people from listening.
Crying isn't like you.
Last one. Eating the microphone. Tate acknowledged part of her secret is to have microphone the closest possible to her mouth. Well, wrap up acknowledgements. We also need to acknowledge that Tate McRae has incredible musical instinct. You can already see the quality of 7-year-old performing in talent shows of songs like John Lennon Imagine, and how great she was able to sing with theatricality expressed herself full of emotions and conviction as to what she was doing. Even going to YouTube channel and listening to her early original songs that were when she was 10-year-old, like Teach Me How to Fly, you can already see the talent. And Tate McRae commitment to performance. That was more than 10 years ago. Therefore, she has already gained a lot of singing, songwriting, and even more dancing experience. Future. Tate is talented, hardworking, and so far was able to balance her performances, working with time off, finding enough time for recharging the batteries. I hope she has real good friends who will always tell her what they think, instead of what she would like to hear. Who will be able to give her 360 view to avoid blind spots in life. I'm definitely concerned about her well-being. Looking at her interviews, she is very open and honest about how she constantly analyzes and scrutinizes every minute, every minute things and minute thing in her songs. My final words of wisdom. Music is not about perfection, it's about emotions. How well you can feel and express the message as a messenger. The best example I can give was Russian bard and storyteller Buat Okudjava. He wrote great songs, but he was a horrible guitar player, did not have any great voice neither, but his songs were interpreted to so many languages because they had a great simple wisdom for any decent and honest human being, like a song prayer. Modlitwa in Polish, modlitwa in Russian. Here's one verse I adopted a decade ago or more for sailors, based on Buat Okudjava and Francis Villeroy prayer. While the world is still turning, and while the daylight is broad, O Lord, I pray, give everyone what he or she hasn't got. Give the fair winds to the sailor, give the wise a bright head, give the fortunate money, and do not forget about myself. Thank you.